welcome to the GridCenter. This is the Pac-10 recap show. I'm your host Shane Falco. As you can see, my co-host is unavailable. He's on the injured list this week. Could be from the embarrassing loss to a Pac-10 team from the game of the week. We'll see what happens. Speaking of the game of the week, it was Weekend Warriors versus Wreckage for the Pac-10. And the 3-0 Weekend Warriors took care of Wreckage in a close game, decided by one score, 12-6. My co-host went out of that game with an injury. Some debate whether it was legit or not. I think it was serious, but again, it's up for debate. So it was a close one. Pac-10 standout performances individually for the week. We had a surprise, Bobby Jackson of the Savages. He went 10 of 18, 248 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also had 2 carries for 30 yards. And the most complete performance that the Savages put together in quite some time. And really knocked the upstart Ringers back down a peg or two. On defense and a winning effort in a very, very ugly game offensively, Hector Rubio from H-Town. He had 5 flag pulls and 5 sacks. So a little reincarnation of the old school Jordan. DX's new big defensive lineman. They used to dominate for H-Town. So nice performance there. For the upcoming games this week, we're going to first take a look at the new rankings based on last week's performances. We got the Weekend Warriors coming in at number 1, obviously moving up in conference for the week, playing out of conference against Wreckage and taking care of business there in a real good, really good game. The Savages move up to number 2, really knocking the upstart Ringers down. Ringers are coming in high flying, high scoring, and only able to put up 1 touchdown, while the Savages actually had some rhythm on offense for a change and made some plays. Ringers fall to number 3. Really can't knock them down much farther based on their record. One bad game doesn't knock them out yet, but real tough game against the number 1 Weekend Warriors this week, so we'll see how that goes. The Wranglers come in at number 4 based off a close victory. Wasn't pretty, but they were able to get the win. H-Town up to number 5, getting their first win of the season over the Hooligans in a very defensive ball game. Only 1 touchdown scored the entire game. Wasn't pretty, but win is a win, as they'll say. Hooligans come in at number 6, falling to H-Town, and had some QB issues. Defensively, they held H-Town to 1 score. H-Town did once again drop probably about 74 touchdowns this week, or the past week, but they're still able to get the win, so that's all you can say about that. And then the Swarm, steadily improving Swarm. Again, they're just still trying to figure each other out, so it's going to be a long season, but by the end of the season, I think they're going to be a competitive team in some of their games, especially when they play some of the rest of the Pac-10 teams. Upcoming game of the week, we're going to feature the Weekend Warriors once again, and they're going to face those Ringers. We're going to see if the Ringers get another shot to play a top team, see if they're for real, if last week was just a fraud, or if they're really not ready to compete just yet. So a real tough physical matchup with the Weekend Warriors, so we'll see if Weekend Warriors could be a trap game after knocking off Wreckage. We'll see how that goes, but it's definitely going to be a tough game either way. Spreads. So for the upcoming week, we got the following spreads as put up on the website on the lvgridiron.com by our famous owner. So we'll see what our fearless leader has this week. He's got the Hooligans and the Swarm, with the Hooligans favored by 12. Again, the Swarm, an upstart team. Hooligans more organized, a little more disciplined. If they get some good QB play, they should really take this game. Weekend Warriors against the Ringers in that game of the week. Right now, the Weekend Warriors are a 6-point favorite. We'll see how the Ringers again hold up against the Weekend Warriors' physical style of play, and we'll see how they go. Savages and the Wranglers got a big spread here. We got the Savages as a 14-point favorite. There's going to be a lot of youth in this game. It's going to be a game of skin-tight jerseys versus regular jerseys. We'll see how that goes. So it'll be the battle of the jerseys from the Philippines against the normal-sized jerseys. So H-Town and Razorbacks, and H-Town moving out of conference to play up a little bit, coming in as 3-point dogs. I honestly think that the spread should be a little bit bigger because H-Town just cannot catch the ball right now. And Razorbacks defense is going to be pretty feisty. Got a pretty solid defensive line. I just think it's going to be a much bigger game than the spread implies. But again, we'll see. Anything can happen on any given Sunday. And that's going to wrap it up here for the Pac-10. Tune in and a week or two, perhaps. We'll see what happens. We've got a bye next week again. Good luck to everyone out in the field. And we'll start with the new Falco rankings, come along with the SWAS computer rankings as the season develops. Thank you for tuning in. Good night.